and gentlemen, boys and girls, another cold day in the city. Rainy. How you feeling? How's your afternoon so far? It's the Black Hole Fire Network. Shoni gani shmani?
Shoni Tubonge.
Ulikuwa ushasahau.
Tubonge.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tubonge on the Black Hole Fire Network, the media of the 21st century. This is where we discuss everything and anything. We get to talk about everything.
Yeah.
You know, like schools being reopened on Monday, which is sad.
Yeah.
Like Friday being a public holiday.
Why is it sad? For the kids or for the parents?
For the teachers who took trips.
It's a
Shout out
holiday?
to my friends.
On Friday's a holiday? It's a holiday.
But they were given like a
Like
next
guys are not
2
going
weeks
to work?
off.
It's not a two. They were told till further notice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
So
that's
for
why
them,
like
for the
they're
notice.
supposed to have been working for the last 2 weeks and they've not been working.
Monday is not further notice.
Monday is not further. I don't know if you know when somebody tells you till
Come
further
on.
notice.
Anyway, no.
Yeah.
Monday is like
Bro, wako
It's here.
Maldives.
si Monday ni bani. Wakuende huko pia wao.
Sisi wako hapa wako
Unafikiria watu
Hata si
wanaendanga
kwa job
holiday
na
na nyuki?
mafuriko.
Sisi wako
Wanaenda
Nairobi.
Maldives na pesa gani?
The teachers
you
union.
sad?
Teachers
Why
union
you
are paying at
hungry?
yes.
They are not
What
paid,
about-
they are not paid enough to go to Maldives.
Wote
That's
wamevaa
a
t-shirt ya
Now
Aston Villa.
what about if
Yeah,
Maybe
they
if
can
they have
just
a side
finance
business.
themselves?
Yeah, if they have a side business.
Kuna walikuwa na pesa by the way high school.
Yeah.
The highest
Za bwana
teacher-
zao.
Hapana kulikuwa
How
na
much do you
hizo
think the
mabwana
highest
za
chance
I don't know.
maybe
Who
70,
cares?
80, 100k
can
for high
70
school.
take you to Maldives?
But it's not only
No.
one business, Timore, be
Maybe.
smart.
Yeah.
Maybe ako na biashara ya kuuza.
Sasa hizi sasa mimi nikiamua
Alisema
nichukue trip, utajaji salary yangu. Jeshi.
Azizi, let's see. Considering kuna link ulinitumia subscribe. So I didn't judge.
How much?
Ulilipa how much? 25.
Hata mimi nataka kusubscribe.
Kuna free trial.
Kuna free
Kuna free
trial.
trial. Naomba.
Haikai vizuri.
Oh my gosh.
Haikai vizuri. Guy, Dimora, what are you trying to say? I'm offended.
Change
What do you
the
mean?
camera.
This
I
is
can't be
the
paying
position.
and I struggle to
Zo
order.
pixels.
Record na
Zoom
bad.
in.
Ama kuna watu wanaandika siku hizi eti thank me later, angalia hiyo video upside down.
Oh my god.
Uliona hiyo?
I'm like, why?
Ati demu yako anapinduliwa like it's written upside down and then demu yako anapinduliwa venye umepinduliwa hiyo simu sana.
Oh my god.
There's a TikToker who amekuwa trend. Umemcheki?
Nani huyo?
Some pretty TikToker.
Pretty fishy.
No. Anaitwa Alicia Kanini. You can she
What did she say?
What she do?
something slipped. Eh, traumatizing things.
Anakaa
Something
kwa
traumatizing.
15.
Uliona, yeah, Joby gets it.
No, see,
Like the whole
Inajikula.
hand was going in, man.
Mkono.
No, like ngumi ni mboix and that.
Zote mbili.
Zimoja.
I think I saw the video.
Yeah,
Ah,
that
no,
one.
nasty.
That
Yes.
one.
Yenye pia she was doing something else.
Yeah,
while she's
good
doing
woman.
something.
Yeah, that one. That is the one
How
I'm
old
talking
is she?
about.
Good
Like
movie.
21 to
I knew. They're always 20.
But
So
let me tell you.
she had an interview, so she was talking about it. Alikuwa anaambia watu wa TikTok. Ni vile tu kuna rules. Ningekuwa na wasavu huko for free.
Oh my gosh.
So she
Niliona mwingine
has an OnlyFans.
Niliona
Shout out
mwingine
to her.
akinini akijikula nipples. I don't know how.
Mwenye alisema
Sia,
boob
sia.
si nudes.
Akasema
Anaitwa Sia.
busi nudes.
Eh.
Na kina mwaga yogurt.
Eh.
Na kina jikua.
And then
Shout out
right
to her.
after
On Instagram.
she put out another video
Yeah.
of no, she was actually saying boob see nudes while her boobs
Are
outside.
outside. Literally on Instagram.
Yaani mnasema ati hizi ni nudes.
Akimwaga wazima.
Bwana.
But so many women are
Are they
into
okay?
that side.
Yeah, they're
But I
not.
feel like we live in a generation of very, very freaky people.
It's
It's not a
But I also feel like we live in a generation of envious old people.
Of course.
Watu wazee kuwa na wivu.
Mba.
And I
Kuna
feel like
school-
No.
you guys are bad.
Somebody
That's not right.
Yeah,
No,
not
this-
just that. You know, right now if I pull up with
It's not right
I
at
pull
all.
up with an Audi, watu wataniita scam. Like the
Mhm.
old ones
Okay,
do not
right.
understand
Okay, right.
how you can
How?
be 22 and have an Audi.
With the whip.
That is true.
Yeah.
Because
Mm.
he saved for 45 years to buy an
Senke.
NZE.
Right.
Aye.
So
NZD hakuna ni senke.
Anaelewi aje. How
Yeah.
how are you 21 and
Ajui
right?
crypto.
Wewe ni-
G-Wagon.
wewe ni mwizi. You know that's what
Yeah.
they're gonna say. They're gonna say you are a con and stuff.
Mm.
So I think the old generation is also so
But again, it depends. You know, there's
God, y'all are digressing. We had a very
No,
juicy
we're
talk.
going back there.
Yes.
We're going
No, it's
back
very
there.
juicy.
We're
It's
going
not
back
right.
there.
Let me tell you
That's why hata
That's
ukiona
not
dem
right at all.
akipull up na maybe a young
Uh-huh.
Shilea pull up na gari
Yeah.
and you don't know what she does.
Yeah.
Nitasema ni OnlyFans.
na anafanya nini nyatuoni?
That's the problem. What if she mines crypto at night? What if she runs she does remote work, so ana work remotely for a company in Australia.
she's working-
So she works at night.
If she's working, it's okay. But you know, somebody
Yeah.
is working
Why
will
is your
always
first
post.
assumption OnlyFans?
Yeah, because realistically and
Wewe umeingia kwa
logically it
hao.
is not.
Pastor Nganga anasemanga aje kwa ile video?
Sasa shida
Toa
ni
uzee
pasta-
hapa.
shida ni Pastor Nganga.
Ah, check
Ndio
it.
unaangalia.
That is the realest man. Woni hadi Kanyari is in love again.
Hapana, we can't be raising a society.
We
Oh,
cannot
people
do
don't
that.
want to actually work.
Nah, what
Do
if
the
I'm
easy-
doing? What
they
if I
want the
make
easy
graphics
work.
at night?
No, in
Nimona, you
regards
can
to-
make
Yeah.
graphics,
In
but I
regards
know
to
you're making
nakedness.
graphics. You
Stop
know.
assuming.
Yeah.
No, I
Don't
know
have
you're
to
making
do.
graphics. I'm not gonna question. But if I don't know what you're doing, I'm gonna question. Crypto,
Why you
what
How is that your
everybody
business?
wants
Why do you want to
know.
know?
Why are you
Yeah.
questioning? in
Why
the
do you
first
want to
place?
know what I do?
Why you
Mbona
bringing your
inakuumia
group
nini
as-
chenye
I
mimi
knew
nafanya?
umesikia. It's not even
What are you
about
questioning?
kuniuma. I'm asking you ndio unionyesha dimi.
Si
Mbona?
mbona nikuonyeshe?
Mbona
Kana
usiniambie?
dai
Shimo yangu ni shimo yangu. Not like that though. But what I'm saying is
Selfish people.
Why are you in my business? I think
but
you're-
why should I show you where I make
When
money?
you-
Talking
jacket kwa
about
gari, acha
not
mambo.
normalizing nakedness.
We not. When
We're
you
not.
wear jacket kwa gari.
How?
acha
No, we're not
kujua.
normalizing
Eh.
nakedness.
Jacket
This
kwa
More,
gari.
society
But-
nitakuuliza.
But me, what I'm saying is, I
Right?
feel like
it's like okay, you can
whose
just
body
be
is
naked
it?
on the internet and
Your
it's
body.
okay.
It's
No,
their
it's
body.
not
Yeah.
okay.
you see the same thing they were saying, my dress, my choice.
Yeah, her body.
Their body, their choice. You want us to come subscribe,
And
we
we're
shall come
judging you.
subscribe.
We're judging you. It's not right.
Yeah, you're judging her.
Only
I'm
women
not
judge other
judging
women.
her.
As
Like,
she's in South Africa. having
good for
fun.
her.
Have
Good
you
for
seen?
her.
Have you seen how
You
some
don't
of
think
these
we're
OF
talking about,
girls
but
are
it's not
living?
jealousy, bro.
No, it's not. You think it's jealousy?
It's not
What is it?
jealousy.
You think if I want to be in South Africa right now, I cannot be?
Hatusemi wezi.
He went like, he pulled out that reverse Uno card. Like, what?
Hey, what we are saying is, I don't get what's this hatred, obsession
No,
with them.
no, it's
not
not
hatred.
hatred.
When
It's
I
the
quit,
thing,
the
like,
problem-
don't put your nakedness, sweetie, like you.
Maybe they like being
It's
naked.
It's just like no, it's not
Let her
right.
be.
Let her be. No, I'm gonna judge you. I'm gonna talk about it. It's not right.
After
It's
judging her,
okay. Now listen, it's okay.
We can't be
It's not
creating
right.
a society
That's a
of
society.
nakedness.
raising your kids
No.
well.
No,
I'll do that.
That's the
That's the
farthest we can
problem.
control.
that.
Raise your kids well. The ones that are raised well
Yeah.
don't
Yeah, so
actually
stop
do that.
judging
Yeah.
strangers.
What is
They're not strangers.
what
They're
is
Judge
what do you do to
influencing
raise
a lot
a
of
kid
people,
well?
and they're
I don't know,
making
be a
it feel
present
like it's
father,
okay.
father.
Like it's okay to do this. You're gonna get money. They're making it like be a very okay
Okay.
thing.
But they are making
That's the
money.
problem.
That's what I'm saying. They're making it feel like other girls can just do it. Someone from
But they
high
can.
school, you know, like they're beautiful.
No, those ones are Drake
We're
ones.
not saying it's okay. We're just saying let
That's
people
where
be.
I'm coming
Let
from.
people- If
Like, it's
somebody
not
chooses
okay.
that path, let them be.
Okay, I'm
It's
not
their
gonna
life.
change them. Of course,
Yeah.
if someone chooses like I'm
It's an
gonna do
adult
this,
at the
even
end
if
of
I
the day.
talk about it forever and they
Mm-hmm.
choose not to change, they're not gonna change.
So let me ask you this.
Right.
Why don't we have the same opinionated mindset towards things like corruption?
I think we do.
Not really.
We do.
Not really. Everybody says they are anti-corruption until corruption works for them.
Yeah.
Then it becomes
Connection.
connects. So until when Christians have the corruption work for them, what do they say? Ni baraka za Mungu. You know. If we're going to start judging these girls, of which whatever floats your boat, okay?
Yeah.
Whatever floats your boat. But if we are going to judge these girls, we have to look at it as I don't even know why we should judge them personally. Is it wrong to be naked in front of camera and share it with the world? It's up to you.
You are an adult.
You're an adult.
Mhm.
Okay, it's up to you. Is it morally right? No.
Do
Thank you.
So we
As
are
it-
in
no,
for
listen.
the
I was
morals,
waiting for
bruh.
that.
We all,
Listen,
we all
listen.
agree it's not right.
It's not right.
Yeah.
So why are we
But
advocating?
We're not advocating.
When
Ni
you
more
advocating.
it is what you advocating.
Hey.
Umeniambia hapa naangalia na roho mbaya.
Sijasema ni
Tomorrow
advocate.
you
I'm
advocate.
saying, why you
Hapana,
Judging.
you advocate. Judging.
Why is
You advocate
ini
ni
pilipili
more.
sio ila
Hakuna
ile?
pilipili.
Washa.
Everybody judges
Hakuna.
everything.
No.
What? Travel.
Ini washi
No, no,
ninakuuliza swali
Pilipili
nionyesha
sio
hizo
ime-
chuo.
Inakuashia
Washa.
nini?
I mean hizo chuo mpya si
Maybe kayo mkono ilikuwa na pilipili.
Yeah.
I mean, we see ladies. We see ladies go
Ilikuwa hivi ama
for.
ilikuwa hivi?
We see ladies go for those nude pregnancy.
Photos.
Shoot.
Are
Sure.
you
Yeah.
also against that? Ama there is a line.
And the more
between
you are
That-
getting paid.
No. It's the same thing.
For me,
Ama kuna
Tomorrow
ladies
is going
that are
to win
naked.
by any
become
means.
bad.
for that,
No,
for
it's
me,
the-
I would not do it. But if you want to do it, good for you.
Is it? Would you tell them it's wrong to go do a photo? It's called a baby
A
bump.
baby bump.
Yeah,
How
wait.
do you know?
What
No,
I
wait.
did is-
It's not your turn.
Why is it not my
Relax.
turn?
It's his turn, then your turn.
I don't
Why?
think that's
Stop
wrong.
cutting. It's not wrong.
Yeah.
So there is a line between
I don't think
nakedness.
that's wrong.
I have a
Just
different
a
There's
perspective.
a thin line
though.
between. So there is good nakedness and bad
Who
nakedness.
said that? No, there's nakedness is nakedness.
It's both nakedness.
Yeah, and it's nude is like nude.
Yeah, it's both nudity.
Do you advocate for it?
It doesn't matter. For my
Exactly.
girl, I would tell her not to. That's the farthest I
Yeah,
can.
we're saying the
That's
same
the
thing.
farthest I can
Double
control.
feeling.
We're saying the same thing.
My God, that's the farthest I can control.
I believe
so
it like
how is
Dimore,
me telling
do you
Alicia
know one
Kanini
thing?
not
Do you
to
know
go
one
for
thing
face?
about those photo shoots that you're talking about?
Mm.
Do you know I can still do a nice photo shoot,
Yeah.
pregnancy bump photo shoot without actually being naked?
Yeah.
The same. OnlyFans. There are so many girls doing OnlyFans without exposing. Kamlesh, am I lying?
I don't know,
They
bro.
do it without exposing, like, najua nasema the nipples.
The
That's the only thing
nitty-gritties.
umesema.
No, they don't
No, I'm not
expose
saying
the.
nip, bro.
Uh-huh. So
You
they,
say what you want. If
So-
you want the nipple.
how are you nude and not nude?
Huh?
You let us understand.
I'm saying I can as well do a photo
Wait,
shoot.
you want what?
Abesema,
You want
can do a
the
photo
nipples?
shoot when nude,
Yeah.
but not nude.
No, I didn't say that. I said,
Uh-huh.
you know, you can as well do a nice photo shoot,
Yeah.
a baby bump photo shoot without being nude.
So with
Of
clothes
course.
on.
You can as well be creative. You don't have to be naked.
Yeah.
So
And
I
then
want
you
you
can
to how?
also
So do
wait.
this, do this.
You can also Dimore do a naked shoot
Yeah, so
if you
call
want.
out
So there is always
Shmani
a
in the
perspective.
same energy.
Do it or don't.
Joby, the
Period.
camera on the camera on Shmani in the
Ask
same
me,
energy.
Dimore,
Call out
what?
all the women who do baby shoots
Mhm.
like naked.
Why
The
are you
same way you're calling
comparing
out.
Why are you
to-
comparing
Yeah.
that
Nudity.
to only
It's nudity.
And listen, that's why I say
being
that
shared
you
with
can't.
strangers.
Unaona the
Wait,
same way
I,
I'm
I
saying.
think the problem with the OnlyFans ones is
They're
that
earning from
they're
it.
getting paid.
I
No,
from
you
the
guys
nudity.
don't get it.
No, we don't have
Even
a
the
problem
nude
with
photo
that.
shoot, I'm saying
Yeah,
you
so
can as
call them
well
out.
have the more. Get me right.
No,
you
no,
have-
call them
No,
out.
listen.
The same way you called out
Can I
Alicia.
talk or are we gonna be arguing like
Nah,
kids?
usikate.
Exactly.
Eh, lakini
And
alimeza
so,
mkono though.
I'm telling you one thing. Listen.
Ati alafu
Kuna
kwa hapo
photo
unajitetea
shoot.
na kakitu yako.
Kuna photo shoot, si ndio? Naweza fanya photo shoot ya pregnancy.
Hapo tushatoka.
Wait, you're not getting
Let
my
her
point.
talk.
Okay?
Mhm.
Naweza fanya photo shoot ya pregnancy without showing my nudity. Kuna mwenye na opt kufanya OnlyFans na mwenye opt.
Yeah.
Una get?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day,
Before
you
we get
always
to the
have
end
a
of the
choice.
day,
What
are
am
we
I
calling
trying to
out the
say?
women who also do nude photo shoots?
See, that's their
When
shit.
Put the same energy on the fans. That's what they
OnlyFans,
are.
that's what I'm saying. Dimore.
Sema
ah,
pia it's their shit.
That's what I'm telling you, Dimore. You have a choice. For those who want to do OnlyFans, they have a choice to do it or not.
Yeah.
That is what I'm trying to say. You have a choice to take a naked shoot
Yeah.
or not. It's on you.
Are you calling them out?
Why? It's their shit.
Are you
and
calling
even
out the
You know
photos
there are
fans?
people on
and OnlyFans, it's your shit.
Yeah,
and at
so
the end of
I
the
like
day,
the-
when
umekuja
you
hii
put
side
your
yetu.
nudity
That's
out,
opinion.
I'm gonna give
An
my opinion,
opinion.
Yeah.
and I have a choice either to actually have a nude or not. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, it has. We've agreed, y'all. Kuna morality, sindio? It's immoral, right? Ain't
It
it?
is.
Well,
You said your own words,
Yes.
bruv.
Like it is.
Exactly.
Well-
yeah. So at the end of the day, iko na hizo sides. So we're not going to be pushing for it's okay.
But you noticed
But if
you
Shmani
do it-
changed the narrative.
no, if
She
you
did.
do it,
No,
If
she
you
didn't.
do, I didn't change anything. If you do it,
Ulikuwa unasema
fine.
tu na kujudge venye imekuja.
Si bado nakuja, si I have my opinion.
So
You
yeah,
know the nude
that's
pregnancy
it.
women na
You
wajudge.
still
That's
have
why
your
ninasema.
opinion.
Tulikuwa
Yeah.
tufike
That's
hapo.
why
Kama
nasema unaweza fanya nudity shoot na usifanye. It's all on you.
Listen.
But I
Bruh.
still have an
Okay.
opinion.
I still have my opinion and I'm
Yeah.
having my stand. I don't promote it.
Your opinion.
Period.
Your
And I don't promote OnlyFans too. Period.
Me too.
your opinion is allowed.
Yeah.
You get
Thank
like,
you.
That's
like
it.
Put
your
it out there. I'm
opinion.
gonna talk.
Um,
Don't
Yeah.
actually tell me. Oh, you
The-
did
the
it.
s- the
It's
same
out.
way.
We are judging.
Listen.
Bye.
You see, the same way we can have an
Yes.
opinion
Yeah.
about women dressing, but there's nothing we can do
Yeah.
about it.
Mm-hmm.
We can as
It's
well
my
start talking
opinion.
about
Yeah, yeah.
women.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can have an
Oh,
opinion
yeah.
about so many things,
Mm.
but it's your opinion.
Yeah.
Exactly. So don't come for me if I say I
And
don't.
the same way,
Yeah.
probably people have negative opinions
Yeah.
about you.
Yes.
Of course.
About something that you
Exactly.
consider very okay
Yeah.
for
Exactly.
you,
Yeah.
but others will judge you for
Of
it.
course.
Okay?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. What did that Mexican guy say? What's his name? Jesus. He said,
What do you say?
whatever in your eye, in your neighbor's eye, yet you have a log in your own eye.
Mm-hmm.
Do not be so quick to tell somebody else, ugh.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Those OnlyFans, nani wa wababa.
Yet you yourself, sir, send these nudes for
Na
free.
kama ni wababa pia tutakujudge.
Hatujakataa, that's opinion. You see, at least she's making money from her nudes.
Yeah.
You're sending nudes
But
to
it's
dudes for
okay.
free.
It's okay, Kamlesh. Bado nitakuwa na opinion.
Yeah.
No,
Hadi wewe, hadi wewe mwenye
no,
anatuma
you see,
free bado tu umetuma
Yes.
notes. Tutaongea.
Yes. Shmani, as I started this, I told you,
You
you're
are
warranted.
entitled to your
Yeah.
It's like, don't look at the speck on your neighbor's eye when you have a log.
Log in your own
Yeah.
eye. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's your opinion.
Mm.
You're warranted to.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make
Mm-hmm.
their faults
Yeah.
any greater than yours.
Right.
Okay?
You probably was.
How many? I did the parliament, the South African speaker
Yeah.
of parliament.
Bribed.
Had her, what she wasn't doing OnlyFans.
Yeah.
She wasn't trying to publicize her nudity, but
Yeah.
her nudity appeared.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Do we judge her the same way we judge? Yeah,
It appeared.
yeah.
Wow.
Like on the internet.
My goodness.
So
Na judge kanini na zako zenye zikuku inje ni mob.
ni mob venye hazina sura tu.
Hata zingine ziko nayo.
But it's okay.
No, but here's where I got baffled.
Mm. Yeah, the whole handle.
Ona, kwani nikuulize mtoto kichwa yake na shana.
No. Do you know it's
Man,
your
hata
doctors
Do
wait
you
for
have?
it. No.
They
I don't need
no,
to
it's
have.
called it's
You
called
can't
It's called
talk about
science.
it.
Come on.
Science na una
Come
dimore.
on.
It's like we
We
start
talk
talking
about
about
dollars. Do you have
penile.
dollars?
Bro, yes.
You know, you can talk about a penis. You don't have to have it.
but you can
You have
discuss
But
it.
Yeah,
again,
you
I'm
know
not
how
saying
it
you
works.
don't. I'm not saying you
So
don't. The
for a
problem
baby
is
to
when I
come
tell
out,
you,
it
I
first has
know.
to
Oh,
like doctors wait
Jakarta,
for
you're
it.
so defensive right now, Shmani. It's so interesting. But what I'm saying is,
See, doctors wait for like hours before it.
there's the dilation.
They
Yeah.
actually measure.
Yeah.
Utasikia sijui ime contract 2
Yeah.
centimeters.
Guess how they measure?
Yeah.
Vidole.
Wala.
Yeah.
Mm.
Pata.
Oh my
So-
god.
Sa.
Ouch.
One time.
Stop.
Quick. Ah.
Ya kuingiza mkono ni traumatizing. No, not that one. The
Umeona
one.
dildo zinauzwa saa siku hizi. Unalia mkono.
Nimeona hadi ingine. It's like a double one.
You all lack moral.
So if you know what I mean, like ni
You lack
mbili.
morals.
Ni mbili. Why do you need two?
Can't you
Wow.
It's a two-in-one dildo. Okay, like why do you need
Something
two?
else.
Where does the other one
But somebody
go?
was saying,
Yes.
someone was arguing
gosh.
that the problem with this generation, this new generation is they have been exposed to too much pornography.
Right.
Like an 18-year-old has seen more naked bodies than his grandfather in his entire life.
Right.
So unapata even the normal sex we lala tu ni kulalie juu.
Right.
No
It's
longer
where lala tu ni kulalie juu.
That's the normal.
For you.
Isn't that the normal?
Why you asking me?
Oh,
Nah,
no,
me
sex.
na-
That's the normal.
No, that's the normal.
Lala ni kulalie juu.
Seriously, normal
That's I do not
So people
subscribe to that channel.
No, that's the normal. That is the normal.
Be creative, bro.
That's the normal.
Demi yako atakuacha.
Mimi ni kwani mimi siko kwa hii
Na
generation.
apandishwe senke. Wewe una sound kama mzee.
So this generation has been exposed to too much pornography.
Yeah.
Ndio maana unaona hata wanatengeneza doubles. Hiyo moja
Yeah.
haiwezi mbamba.
Right.
They want out of norm.
They want threesomes. They want
Good girls.
they want sijui tu. You know, it's because of
Crazy stuff. It's just traumatizing.
Exploring, bruv. You're all judgmental.
you know
Yeah?
I'm just saying.
You were just judging right now.
I think it's the exposure to too
Yeah, that
much
is true.
pornography.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also on the
Actually,
internet, everywhere. It's
it's
just
not-
very easy.
It's not necessarily
Yeah.
Should have premiums.
the pornography. Shman is outside.
What if you have like premiums where you can't watch any porn without paying, and a lot of people won't pay because they don't have the money. I think because it's
You know
just available.
you know what populates the internet?
What?
Porn.
For real?
Like 70% of the internet is porn.
It's true.
And that is the
Even in
index.
movies.
Siskia, that is the
Yeah,
index.
movies zingine ukiona uko tu like, man.
See, that's why when
Simkulane kwani na watch movie mbona?
Guy.
nataka kuona. Najua ni more hapo ndio napata tips, ache kulalia juu juu.
Tilala ni kulala.
Lalia nikulalie. Akako chamene.
That's how our ancestors
That's how you
Lord.
go.
I need to go home.
emperor
Please.
Lakini
That's why people are out here doing sijui. Mbona wanapiga coffee? First and foremost, talk kind of home. Go home.
The pain and the pleasure.
Why is why is slapping me?
kuna wengine wanakuuma. Yo,
Alafu unanikula mguu.
what for? Leave my toes alone. Okay.
Well,
Let us focus on the necessities.
I know.
Okay. Mungu aliumba.
Nilishaua ni historia unafungwa hivi mtu atakuacha arudi kesho.
Acha nikwambie kitu.
Nakupapa hapo.
Iko kwa bucket list yangu hiyo.
Utaachwa
Nifunge na niende nirudi kesho. Bado kwa hapo tu yako hivi.
alafu condemn.
Ndi kabisa. Hata mfuniki
Na
duve.
unajua at the end
Oh
of
my
the day
God.
baridi nampiga.
before that,
Alafu
your
hizi
end of
shika
the day.
simu.
See, nasikianga our ancestors watch
Oh my
us
God.
in the spiritual
Ona
realm.
nyonga.
Wapi wako depression?
Eti wa watch
Mbona
watch.
nilizaliwa kitambo?
Si, wa therapy vitu anaona zikifanya. Anaona ngumi imeingia anashtuka.
Oh my God.
Man, shout out to
Hey,
the
but
generation.
let me tell you, women
Coming
can
to unite.
multitask, by the way.
Wanted to unite. Shout out to you, Unite Kenyans. You do amazing.
But
There was
women-
that other one from Uganda that was trending, the one with the
Kwacho.
bottle.
It's not right at all.
Oh, yes, so that one too. Alimeza chupa.
Wala eh. Mwingine hadi glass ya wine.
Mm.
Oh my goodness.
And you see them on air.
And there's the other. I have a theory though.
We've seen them.
Personally, I have a theory.
Why would you watch that?
See my friend.
Because it's
Research
content. Listen,
Imetrend, imego viral.
I have a
What
theory.
It's just there.
so
I can
my
never
theory
say
is
such things.
most of these
Okay,
TikTok girls
welcome.
are just pornsters that are yet to make it. You know,
They're just what?
pornsters
Yeah.
that have just not made it. Because most of them have these tapes. There was the other one mwenye alikuwa na jisimtumba with a black long dildo. The one with the flat tummy. Kalikuwa kanakuja ati kanafanyanga hivi kuonyesha watu kwenye tummy ni flat. Watu wakapata real content.
Na kuna kimama fulani TikTok, sijui kama mnamjua, kinaziuza na kina explainia
Ile
watu.
mia.
Ana explainia watu. I don't know if you've ever, she's selling
cool.
them. Yeah, she's you know
She's
her.
in the US.
She's in the
Ule
US.
manzi ya
Oh.
Samido.
Oh my
Na ni
God.
bibi ya
She's
Samido's
Samido's
girlfriend.
girlfriend. Yeah.
Imagine.
Samido.
Wako bees, wako bees.
Samido ni
Eh,
Them wako
njo.
bees.
watu wananyonga kwa hiyo live yake.
Neke njogo. Lakini shout out to the jogo that is Samido. Njogo. Msa shinanga kila pahali hiyo kiko investingi manzi. You should actually relax, Samido. Wache kuwa kajogo hivyo sana. But at the end of the day,
mademo penda kuomba Samido.
Bars, ladies and gentlemen. Dimore out here on his Kendrick.
Mic drop.
Hebu ambie
Mic drop.
irudie tena. Godha tena.
Take all vibes.
But at the end of the day, we appreciate her for uniting Kenyans, for showing us the possibilities of how much women can multitask. You know, like that is literal multitasking.
A quick question, Kambish. You asked Shimani the same. I'm going to ask you the same.
Nini?
Is there a way you can raise your daughter, in as much as you might do your best? Is your best enough in this current generation? Is your best enough?
No. So what I feel like the best way in today's world to raise kids is to teach them how to discern who their friends are and how to choose friends. Because most of these girls, it's always friends. Like Manzia Kibera came out and said when she was asked if she's a Telegram superstar, if you get what I mean, Akasema no, that it's a friend of hers who tried to mislead her and so akatry kumweka huko hivyo.
I know.
Unaget? So it's about choosing
But
friends.
you know I don't
well.
agree with choosing friends.
Listen.
I don't.
So
Why?
if you can choose your friends wisely, okay, you literally have the decision and the capacity to say no to things.
But again, Kamlesh, look at
So
us
she's following what
who
you're saying?
from in a family. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but nilikuwa naonanga wazazi wengine. Shout out to my mom pia, she used to say that usitembe na mtoto wa nani, usitembe na huyu.
Yeah.
Unajua huyu
Yeah.
si mzuri.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, wewe mwenye anasema si mzuri, they end up getting fucked up. Unajua? Na wewe mwenye alikuwa anasema hivi, you are the one that is different. So personally, you might tell them, oh, choose nice friends, but again, when they grow up, they turn to something else, or they might do that. That's why I say, history of choose friends really doesn't actually make sense, because personally, nilikuwa naona watu mamangu ananiambia, then later unashtukia at the end of the day huyu kalishika mimba tukiwa form 3. Mwenye watu alikuwa anasema katashika balls, sijui katafanya nini. Hao ni wako different, you know.
Right.
So it's ish.
So personally, I think.
Let me ask you a question though.
Yeah.
So by your explanation, okay, you're saying that your parents telling you that you shouldn't hang out with that person at that particular time
Yeah.
is not the right thing. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying it's the right, but I'm saying even if you do that,
You know, people can change, right? Like we have that capacity as human beings. In my teenage years,
Maybe at
I
that
might
one
be,
point he was.
I might be very messed up, but I change and become a better human being. Now, you might have been very good as a child, as a teenager, and you change as you get into adulthood to become what your mother warned you against. Okay? And I feel like the ability to decide who you allow into your life, who you allow to get close to you, is a very big factor of who you are as a person.
yeah, really, that's true.
You get?
But can parents
So-
really do that?
It's the skills. It's, you know when Kendrick said this, yeah, like
Really?
yeah, like
We're
what did he
not
say?
too
I teach my son
Prophet
values.
Kaido.
Yeah.
Yeah, Prophet Keida.
Yeah.
Okay, teach him how to pray. Teach him how to go through life right.
Yeah.
Like he's actually
I actually agree with you.
yeah
Because
putting factors into this child's life that they will have the tools to navigate life correctly. Now,
Do you know one underlying
Yeah.
factor? If you look at all those
Teaching.
fans, girls,
Yeah.
ukiangalia mademo only fans, and most of those girls we talk about, one underlying factor,
Mhm.
absent father.
Right.
Trust me, 98-94%.
Mm.
That's
Or-
true.
or abusive
do you know why?
fathers,
Do you know
or
why?
abusive
Do you know why
parents.
that comes
so
in?
true, yeah.
I don't know if you ever
Or
met.
not present
Wait,
parents.
ushaipata,
You know, there's a lot
ushaipata.
of factors.
I've ever
Yeah.
met those girls, those women who their dads go to their back. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing you can tell that.
Yeah.
Kiburi.
Ati umempeleka out umlipi, I'll call my dad.
Yeah.
You know, like you can't tell them
Yeah,
nothing.
that is
Mm.
so
Do you think that girl would do OnlyFans?
No, she'd actually consider her father's.
She wouldn't.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if maybe her bills are not paid,
Yeah.
in as much as the dad may not
Yeah.
be as rich,
Yeah.
he's gonna do one,
One,
he's
two,
gonna do
three.
something and
Yeah.
the bills are gonna get paid. So
Yeah.
she doesn't need to
Mhm.
kuingiza mkono.
It's true.
So facts on facts. Facts on facts.
Hey, imenipata offside sana because kwa naingoja.
Absent fathers.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
about that father-daughter relationship.
I agree.
I think it's the most beautiful thing you're
Yeah,
ever
and
going
the
to see.
importance.
Have you ever seen a man akigurumba, like he's on he's a boss somewhere, so he's all, then the
I
daughter
know.
calls, the voice changes.
It's
Like,
so deep.
you know,
Immediately.
Yeah.
it's so beautiful,
It's
that
a-
relationship.
yeah.
And once it's not there, once
Yeah.
there is that absence of the father figure, the father.
Yeah.
Trust me,
We
most of
see
those people, most of
repercussions. I agree with
men who are
Tubonge.
gay,
Yeah.
most of women who are doing those
Yes.
things, they lacked that
Father
Father-
figure.
Figure.
that male authority
It's
when they
so
were
I saw,
true.
I saw,
I agree
I
with
saw
him.
somebody that wrote
Yeah, that's so
something
deep.
on social
Yeah.
media, and they say that trauma makes men but damages women.
Makes
You know.
men damages women. Okay.
Yes, like as a man, you have to, something must break you in order for you to actually become a man.
Okay.
Okay, like you must understand that life is not sweet, life is not what. There's that struggle in even in growing up. If you ever look at society, the people that grew up in homes where I'm talking about young men,
Yeah.
where they had to, it's survival for the fittest.
Right.
They become very responsible adults.
Yes.
Okay? Hadi, shout out to Floss in Mawano, when he was here, you could hear how the trauma he went through as a child
Yeah.
made him a better human being. Like he
Right.
actually found a calling from his own trauma.
Okay. Right.
You get?
Yeah.
But now when you have women who grow up with fathers that are not present,
Yeah.
fathers that beat their moms,
Yeah.
beat them, fathers that are just not supportive
Yeah.
and wholesome in their lives,
Mm-hmm.
they lose value of self. Understand? That's
It's
why
true.
as a man you should never really hit your daughter. It's your
Yeah, you should.
it's her mom's job.
Okay.
Okay, if it's disciplining
Yeah.
and it's her mom's job, because the minute you start raising your hand towards your daughter, she will get accustomed to that, and 30 years later when she's married, you're wondering why did she choose this violent man, because that's all she's ever known. So trauma breaks women. You should always, as you were saying,
Yeah.
try to cocoon women when they're growing up from trauma and feeling like they're alone.
And I'm the same.
Yeah.
I'm of the opinion that when raising your kids, in as much as you should never use corporal punishment, for lack of a better word.
Okay.
Beating up your kids does not help them in any way.
Yeah.
And that is, I wrote something on that.
Okay.
So I did research on that. And if you look at families in Africa, if you look at, in Africa we are accustomed to beating.
Yeah.
We get thoroughly beaten.
Yeah.
And that is why you look at most of the adults we have, they are messed up. You know why? A 19-year-old, when she gets pregnant, she can't, the dad is not the first thing she can think of,
Yeah.
the mom. Because she knows, she doesn't know, there's that conditioning, she has been beaten her whole life, so she does not treat the parents as
There's a safe
friends.
space.
Yeah, so that's how she'll end up going to a quack doctor for abortion and that, you know, that happens in almost, even this our Baba thing, it's because of
Yeah.
the same, because this girl wants that new shoe, but the dad is not the friend. Ameishi kumpiga, like, she
Yeah.
still has that. And this is not something you can wake up one day at 17
And
and
get
tell
rid
your
of.
daughter,
Yeah.
you don't have to fear me anymore.
Yeah.
You can
Right.
tell me if you need anything. No,
Right.
no, no. You've been beating her up ever since she was 4. That's all she remembers, you know,
Yeah.
subconsciously.
Yes.
She
Yeah.
might not even know it. So she can't come to you and tell you, I need that new shoe.
Mm.
So she's gonna get Mbaba to get the new shoe. You would have.
And
my
Baba
day-
older than you.
by then, this
Yeah.
girl get wababas for alcohol worth 200, 300 bob.
Imagine that.
It's something that the parents can afford.
Yeah.
But because you created that, you know, you should never create that barrier. You should be free. So I've never been on the opinion that, you know, your daughter does not need to lie to you when she's out with a boyfriend.
Thank you.
She should tell you,
I saw a
I'm out
certain-
with my boyfriend.
Yeah.
I saw a
Tell that
certain
to an African
I saw a
parent.
certain caption where it was such a wholesome video. It was this woman and her daughter, and the caption was, "When you're breaking generational curses of not having relationships with your kids," and it's her 23-year-old daughter on her back, like, "I missed you," and they're just laughing, they're having a good time, and it's several videos of them really being friends, and you can see how this girl cannot hide anything from her mom.
Wow.
You get, and it's something I feel like we should normalize as African people, as black people actually, to have proper relationships
Getting involved, because
Yeah,
African
where we-
parents are never involved in their kids like that.
where we don't judge off the jump, but give that room for expression and to make mistakes. Because I feel like African parents get really disappointed when kids make mistakes. You know, like, how will that child learn if they
About
never
mistakes.
really make any mistakes? That's why you have wanasemanga nini? Ni bien alisema
What is
a
it?
student anafanya kazi
No, anafanyia kazi baby student.
a student anafanyia kazi sijui nini, B student anafanya kazi hiyo kazi kwa kampuni inaoniwa na C student in a country whose leaders are the B students. You get, and there's actually a correlation that shows that academic grades don't necessarily warrant smartness, not even good life, but being
Smart.
yeah, because all you've proven is you can go to the same place for 4 years, okay, and regurgitate information that you read in a book onto a paper.
I've seen videos.
Where is the creativity?
And by the time, let's before Ishman, just a minute. Another thing, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this. African parents are the most manipulative people you're ever gonna meet.
Of course.
Yes.
So I was talking to a friend of mine who graduated. He's suffering in Nairobi. He can't go back to his parents because apparently he thinks he has failed them because he has graduated and he can't find a job. So he feels going back home is failing the parents because they are so manipulative.
Right.
African parents are going to tell you, unajua kama siku kusomesha ningekuwa na gari. You're
That
not
is
doing,
blackmail.
first and foremost, you're not doing, it's not a favor,
Mm-hmm.
it's a responsibility.
If you don't take me to school, you go to
It's
jail.
a
Exactly.
But they make it
Plus-
look like
plus
a
it's a
favor
law.
to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a law, so you just have to do it.
Have you guys ever seen that in
My
a
mama.
certain angle in your
Shout
life?
out to my mama.
Manipulative.
Oh, my mom
Yeah.
will manipulate. Oh, shout out to African parents. Oh, they'll say things. Hadi walie. They become dramatic. 1 week out of college, my mom was telling me I've abandoned them.
Wow.
1 week, and I'm like, Mom, sijui sina hata shit. Sijui hata maisha yangu kesho nakula nini. Utaki kukuja home, nimekupeleka kampo. Pesa yangu yote. Umeshani abandon. Like, are you kidding me? I don't even know what I'm gonna do tomorrow, even what I'm gonna
Tomorrow you
eat.
don't have supper.
I don't even have I want to call you. I was about to call you.
Nikunoma.
But that happens a lot of times.
Yeah.
African parents basically, even if they want something,
Yeah.
Manipulative.
they'll make personally
find-
one thing I always and this has always been my weakness, and my sisters has told me this. If my mom wants anything, I didn't have the power to say
No.
no.
Yeah.
You know, because even how she'll say it and make it, and I feel like if I say no, and sometimes you don't really have it, you have to sacrifice a lot of stuff for that. And if you say no, she's gonna feel some type of way. So I personally I learned this with time. I was just saying yes, but maybe I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
So she actually just got used to that shit.
Yeah.
But one time I was told, why don't you learn to say
No.
no?
Yeah.
Aiko, sileo,
Sina.
sina, you know, so that they can actually,
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, they will always get a solution. You know, they will
Yeah.
always get a solution. So history of black ties comes with manipulative parents.
That's so many.
Uh,
Now imagine
sister
finishing
zako.
finishing campus and you can't go back home.
Mnaniacha.
Yeah.
Mnaniacha
Imagine
peke yangu.
finishing campus in Kenya where you are sure like the possibility of getting a job is like 10%. But you can't go back home because they let you feel like you failed them.
I know, right?
You know that
Right.
you know in any Kenyan youth will tell you this. That is what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can't go back home.
A lot
And,
of
and if you
people
go
That's
back
why-
home, it's a very toxic environment
with even your parents.
where they keep asking you, "Mbona we una kazi?" And the
Mbona wewe-
comparison
Yeah,
perspective.
Yeah. Sijui
Yeah.
Mose alibaia
Like
Bugatti,
that one.
right?
Like that one.
Mtoto wa nani?
Ati
That
do you
person
know
is doing
do you
better.
know
What are
mtoto
you
wa
not
Mose
doing in
bought
your life?
bought build a house for him?
Yes. But a car for him.
I
Yeah.
know. And
What-
then
what
when
is-
you
what is
when
the-
you live with them
The
in
former
the same
FKF chairman,
environment,
There's
Alberto
that
there is
energy.
Wendo.
energy.
Nick
Like,
Wendo.
very bad.
You don't feel at home.
Trust me.
Unapatanga ndio sa ule
Unajua
wa
ni
sana,
jirani
seeing your
wote.
friends, they don't
So
come home.
true.
You
It's
get
so sad.
so that Mwendo is a neighbor Ochakwetu
Yeah.
Okay.
from, and my parents have known him since he was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like he owns which football club? Tubonge Sharks, right? It was always the story. Ona chenye Nick anafanya, eh? Hata ni chairman sijui wapi.
I know.
I think we should,
Yeah.
I think we should start comparing them to other parents. Wakianza hizo naambia
Oh my gosh, really?
Ona venye yule ni msupporti.
Yeah.
Wewe mbona wewe
This
si
is
msupporti?
Watu wa nani?
Yeah.
Wewe baba nani akiwa wewe una kwako.
Ona nyumba ya wale venye ni bigi.
Mbona
Mbona si
uko
tunaishi
kwako?
kwa hii ndogo?
Right,
You know,
gosh.
yeah, because I feel like tit for tat.
Yeah.
by the way we've already
You have a very
identified
good
that.
idea.
But you know you can't also talk to them like that. Nakwambia my house, my rules. Get out, my mom.
Z ata full manipulative card kama sio wewe. Kama
Ningekuwa hapo.
sikuwasomesha.
I know.
Ningekuwa na nyumba
Hiyo
kama
pesa yenye
ile.
ningefaa
Si hata
kujenga
yako na
hiyo
watoto.
nyumba. Eh?
Si hata yako na watoto na amefika hapo, mbona hujafika hapo? Because I feel like dawa ya moto ni moto.
Yeah.
You get, and if as like the younger generation and the people that are receiving all this pressure from parents,
Yeah.
One of the reasons for OnlyFans is that
that's true.
Achille finishes campus,
That's
you
true,
can't go
that's
back
so
to
true.
Oh,
parents for
exactly.
nothing. There's no job.
But poverty,
That's
poverty is the
Maybe
enemy.
Poverty is the
Nah,
enemy.
And
hata before
also they
tufike kwa
feel
poverty, how about
pressured
you
from the
tell
parents.
Your
Yeah,
relationship.
it kind of makes sense.
how
Yeah.
about you tell
Yeah.
your daughter even if it doesn't work for you, you are always welcome home.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And those who
Same
actually
perspective,
know.
and even
Yeah.
on marriage, on
They-
everything.
Tell her that.
Yeah.
Then
there's
she
a video.
she wants
And not
me
just your daughter, your
she
son
wants
too.
to
Your
sleep
son too.
naked
Yeah.
because she can't come back home
So
because
true.
you're gonna make her feel like a failure.
She's the most worthless
There's
thing
a
ever.
there's a video
you
I was
know?
telling you guys. I just remembered it. When you were saying, Siji, there's a video you saw of this kid having this relationship with the parent.
Mhm.
So this is a dad who is having like a very intimate, not intimate sexually,
Mm.
but very tight,
Close.
close,
Yeah.
relationship with the daughter, and you can tell even. Unajua as a father, if my daughter comes and sleeps on my thighs, that's my daughter,
man.
right?
Mm.
That's my daughter. Like hata akiwa hata 20, she's my daughter.
20.
But when you see,
No, it's, that's my little girl right there. Doesn't matter.
yeah, bruv.
No,
I
I'm not saying I'll have boundaries.
Why are you looking
But
at that?
no, listen. I'm not saying I'll have boundaries at you
Yeah.
with the child or anything.
Yeah.
But at 20 years old,
Mhm.
there should be certain.
Okay, I
You
know
get what I mean?
no, this is where I'm going. So
Okay.
you find they actually have this very good relationship. So while you post, I think it's the mom that posted was
Okay.
taking a video.
Yeah.
Then people in the comments started saying, "Oh, you're not supposed to behave like that with your daughter. Oh, that type of relation. You know, the same thing you're saying at this type of." The same thing, you see, there is supposed to be boundaries, and personally, I say the society has actually even cut off that normal relationship. If I'm close to my daughter, I'm not supposed to behave like
Come
that.
here.
That is your daughter.
Come like if you are 20-year-olds, it's
Yeah.
on you,
Mm.
and the first thing you see is not your little girl.
Yeah.
You are a sick human being.
You're a
Yeah.
sick
No,
one.
no, I'm not
I'm
saying.
not, I'm not, I'm not saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm
In
saying
the bodies
general.
out there.
And-
You
yeah.
are a sick man.
That is
Yeah.
very true.
Yeah.
And,
If you
and
can't
as
see your
a
little girl.
as a
like
father,
Yeah.
I know you're
as
not
a father,
normal.
she will always be a little girl.
that.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Okay,
30, 40, 50.
but you should have taught her
Mhm.
enough
I get you.
You understand what I mean?
Okay.
She'll have taught her enough
Yeah.
to understand that
Yeah.
we can have the closest
Okay.
relationship,
Yeah.
but there are certain ways, from a certain age,
Yeah.
you behave a certain way.
Right.
No, bro.
You get? I'm not saying that my daughter won't hug me. Actually, what Shman is saying, I've been a victim of. I remember when I was in high school, I was in Rift Valley. So Kales are very, how do I put it?
Conservative.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very, like
I know.
like a Kale man that is circumcised cannot hug his mom.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You get? So I had been suspended from school. So when we came back, and me and my dad tulikuwa tumekaa hapo nje administration block, nimeshika gazeti, we are just laughing. And what normally happens in school is watu wakikuja, ni parents wanakuja mavita wakipiga watoto huku kote. Watu wako huko hivyo wako assembly, mimi niko hapa na mzae tunacheka hadi walimu wanaangalia nyuma. Right? And it's me, my mom and my dad, right? And after the whole incident case nini, I hugged my mom goodbye. Right? It was a whole topic. Hadi teachers were dissing me. And this is what I asked. Kwani nyinyi inawauma kwa nini?
Na kwani nyinyi wagingi wazazi wenu?
Right.
But you understand, it's cultural for
Yes,
them.
definitely.
The same way, unachiki kijana in that community akitairiwa, anaweza kutuma mama yake.
Wow. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Okay.
You get, like, that's their culture. And you sometimes have to understand how culture plays a part in parental relations. Okay? Because imagine
But
now
this is
going.
your home.
And the
Did you see
Bible
what,
says,
uh,
"Spare the rod
Ah,
before you
kwendeni
kill."
huko na baba.
Anaitangwa huyu akode sister anaitwa nini?
African parents are ready.
With sister.
Sebi.
Anaitwa Sebi Cox.
Yeah. So she posted a photo when she was in her brother's bed.
Yeah.
Like when they were just chilling.
Yeah.
And what somebody akaandika pale,
Many
sisi-
people, unajua si mmoja.
Eh.
sisi wakale
Oh,
tubaki tu na wakale. Tabia zingine sijui tuta and I what's so wrong
Kai, basi mimi wakiona na brother yangu.
with mtu kwenda kulala kwa kitanda ya sibling wake? What's so wrong with that?
Right.
What's wrong with me and my sister hanging out
Hanging
tukiwa kwa
out.
bed tukiwa tunapiga tu story looking at the ceiling tukipiga
Right.
story? There is nothing sexual about it.
know.
Huyu ni mtu mwenye tumechapana mabari kutoka tukiwa watoto.
Yeah.
Okay? I do not even see her as a girl. The monanga like that annoying person that is not annoying at this
know.
particular time.
Yes.
But normally it's just when you're annoying.
Yeah.
You get?
Yeah.
And it's culture plays a big part.
Kai, mimi hadi nikikata brother yangu ananibeba.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm.
Anakuwa mzigo wangu. So, mtu akiweza nipate.
Niko hapa na imagine tu Dero kwa hapa ameng'ang'ana na wewe.
He struggles with me all the time.
Ndio utaseka.
Mbaya uteseka hii kilo yote.
So I wonder, like,
I
I don't
miss
know.
it.
I don't think it's about with I believe Kamlesh. However much there is, of course, that societal perspective. But again, this is my daughter. This is my home. I want to
Yeah.
give her that space where she can actually feel
Yeah.
that it's okay. Imagine having your fathers. I believe also the society is rotten to a fact that
Yeah.
if we see these things, the only thing we see, sexuality, and the reason that's why we're seeing it sexual is because there've been ancestry, there's been pornographies that actually
Yeah.
promote that.
Yeah.
So me nikiona hii kitu and I'm wired in that. I
In that
believe
aspect.
yes.
Nah, but
in
if
that-
I see Kamlesh and his stepmother, I'm not buying it.
Why? Because it's Kamlesh. Or
Stepmom.
because it's society.
Uh-uh.
Stepmom because you watch
no,
another
yeah.
stepmom.
I was
That thing I was about to go.
specific on Kamlesh.
Hawa ndio
Kamlesh
wale,
is me.
hawa ndio wale anang'ang'a pale kwa ile side
Kamlesh
katika
akiniambia
step
nalala
man,
kwa
son.
stepmom, I'm not having it.
Kwa nini?
Stepmom
Why
and
is
son.
that?
Why?
See, that is my mother.
I know him.
Now you see,
This
the
is judgment.
society is
I'm
judgment.
It's wired like
Oh
that,
my
man.
gosh.
It's crazy.
Wow.
It's just nuts. man.
But yeah, at some point we have to come to terms with what society has become and stop living in the wishful world we think we live in. Because literally what we are seeing is what the world is. Okay? We live in a world where girls are shoving whole fists inside themselves and filming it and not even ashamed to do it at all. We live in a world where boobs are not nudes. Okay, we live in a world where the more is so conditioned by the stepmom category that that he cannot. But at the end of the day, we have to accept the world as it is, and you might judge, but judging never changed anything. You might judge and all, but that's not how you get to change society to give them morals again. It is not by judging people. You have to accept and educate.
That's it.
Okay? It's like what is that bipolar guy who was alikuwa analia akisema alipatiwa ukimwi na msee?
Kamau.
Kamau.
The TV personnel.
Yeah. So I actually think it's bipolar.
I think he said he was not paid for something, like his music.
No, it's an interview.
The artist.
It was an interview.
He wanted to be paid for the interview.
Yeah.
Was
But
he
for
paid?
Stupid Boy inaeleweka because he's big.
Right. So he wanted to
Is
be
it though?
he wanted to be paid for the
2 million
interview.
views, bro.
I didn't say.
I mean, everybody's singing Jiba the Judge.
I know. Everybody is.
But if you're a small artist from Rongai, man, unateseka. Usilete kiburi. Ende your interview.
But
It's gonna help you.
I feel like.
But till when?
I feel like.
Na kuniambia 10 years bado naniambia stories.
Man, unaweza kuwa unatoa mangoma kuna mtu sikia.
Siski, I feel like Stupid Boy understood the assignment because he actually used this whole situation to do good publicity for himself. Okay, because right now he's not just a random guy.
They fell for his trap.
Yeah. So right into it, and I feel like he orchestrated it intentionally. Because showbiz is showbiz. You have to remain relevant in one way or another. Before your next song drops Kiki, bro. And I feel like he learned a lot from, you know, the kings of Kiki, kina Willie Paul na Bibi Diana. You know, he is positioning himself for Bibi Diana. Bahati.
Hujamsaidia.
Oh, anaita kwa Bahati nani?
Bahati Dan.
Bahati wa Diana.
Mtoto wa
Oh
Dan.
my gosh, guys.
What? You know him, right?
Bahati?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Why
yes.
don't you say that?
Bibi Diana.
Bibi yake.
What
Bibi
is calling
yake.
with this name?
Ai.
Ni show.
Ukijana hata kanga ni kama ananga base kwa nyumba.
Oh my god.
Ni kama hata hizi tumana maji.
Why
Yeah,
would
the
you
Joby.
say that?
Yeah. But
But if you look at
It's an
most of the
amazing
big
couple.
people who are really big in the industry, in whatever field,
Yeah.
most of them started doing it for free. They went to somebody, started doing it for free.
do you think
That's
like
a fact.
this situation will affect other upcoming artists and
Upcom-
how they treat the whole interview situation? Because now I feel like we're about to start seeing an era of pay me.
Yeah.
And
Good for
which
the
is good for the
Oh
artist.
my gosh, yes. So
Really,
true.
it's
Yeah.
good on the short term. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the short term, it's very good. But on the long term, how many viewers does NTV get on a daily basis? What kind of viewership?
They might go to 2 million.
Millions.
Right?
Of course.
Now, they do 2 million daily.
Okay.
So their platform is actually huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay? What happens when they no longer give upcoming artists?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to tell Shmani. That
A
show is a
platform.
very dangerous one. There,
Yeah.
you have to pay me for an interview.
Yeah.
Because
So true.
nobody is gonna
What
give
if
a
you-
shit about upcoming. Why am I paying you?
Yeah.
What
na
if
views
they
zako
actually-
600
what
when
if
I
they-
can pay an artist?
You know me, I look at
akona
it,
views
I'm
mita
approaching it
600.
differently because
Yeah,
I've also seen
we get it.
I've seen younger, you know one thing about also art, kuna our younger artists who actually make money by their art. It's not only through YouTube. You know that.
True.
It's how you actually approach your stuff. There are people who actually have like 200 subscribers, but they are performing.
So we're looking
And
at
they are
it from
making
both
money.
angles.
So
I know.
what we're trying to examine
So
is
it's
the-
how you
examining
actually
it-
approach it. My is how you might I said I'm looking at it at both ways.
Okay.
So we're saying
How
it's a
you
dangerous
actually
route if
approach
we
it.
go there. You have to pay an artist
For an interview.
Because
It's
that
not
is gonna,
monetized.
you know, from a
It cannot
business
only be
perspective.
monetization only.
From a
I
business
started it
perspective,
like
man,
that.
if you go that route, you're gonna take an artist to Joby, tell Joby, I'm bringing sijui some artist.
Yesema tu hivyo sitaji jina.
Mose Mabling.
Mbona Mose?
Well, Mose is an easy name to mention. So
Shout out to
utambia
Mose.
Joby, naleta Mose Mabling na nadai za utani. Unadhani atatoa?
The irony in that sentence.
Who's
Mose
that?
Mabling.
Who said Job?
No. It's just an
That's the part.
It's just an example.
Wow. You know sometimes
Joby's father might
subliminals. Chua chua. Leta ita utano. Mose amepiga simu. Yeah.
Unaniget
Yeah, I get you.
like she's not going to give you the money.
Yes, I
Atakuwa-
get you.
atakuwa nalipa kina tipsy
G.
yeah, those big
Godi
artists,
tena.
because
I do
it's
agree.
business. Ukinaonyesha ni business, ufanye biz bus.
Let's do business.
That is where we
Well,
ask,
good.
how am I? That is where the conversation comes in. Even for you as an artist, the conversation comes in. How am I benefiting from
Yeah,
bringing
that's the
you to
question.
my studio too?
Yeah.
From this interview, and that is why I'm always saying, look at it from a perspective where you are winning.
Yeah.
As an artist, how are you benefiting?
Course.
If it is not financially, you're benefiting through views.
Yeah.
You're
Exposure.
exposure. If
You
that-
have to benefit.
you have at the end of the day you have to benefit. But if maybe I have 2 million views and you
Ukijisikia
have
ni
like
mbigi kama guezi,
100,000
wasikupe
and you have
platform,
100,000
wakupe pesa.
views, then I have to be the one benefiting because I've put in work in my craft. And it's
Yeah.
high time we have to acknowledge if somebody has actually put in work in their craft, please pay up.
So
That's
if,
true.
if you feel
Yeah.
like you're big enough, if you feel like you're big enough and you've actually
And by they act
don't
big.
take the platform.
Act always
Well, let me-
act
Achukua hiyo
big.
platform
When-
yote
when-
tena
Act
kijani, wakupe
big,
do.
bro.
When we talk about the
Act
platform,
big because it will open doors, and that is how people start conversating. If I come to you now with a product and anishaanza na siji so na mtu anaweza kuja na the same product aanze na maybe 100,000.
let me ask you this.
How do you
That,
approach
that,
it?
that, that was actually that theory was confirmed by some marketers. Like the more expensive a product is, the more
shittier.
likely you are gonna sell it.
Yeah.
No, you are gonna. If
No,
you
you-
see this juice,
It's easier
you sold
to
it for
sell
me for
it.
1,000 bob.
Yeah.
It's easier to sell it than ukiuza 50.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be like,
You
nini
see,
ndio iko
Yeah.
that is what I'm trying to say. Approach it like that too.
But let me ask this, yeah? In the same breath, do artists in today's day and time actually need these platforms?
And did you see there was a video that
I
was
was
going
actually, I
around?
talked about that in the
Mostly
morning.
TV.
I was like,
I don't even remember the
don't
last
really
time
need
I
the
watched a
platform.
TV.
No, even if it's
They don't
YouTube,
need
all these
platforms.
shows and whatever,
It's not a big
do
deal.
they
is.
really need these platforms?
The TV.
No, the TV,
The
the live.
distribution. They need
the
them.
TV.
So what I'm
They
talking
need the
about is the
distribution.
interviews perspective,
Oh.
not music being played,
Yeah.
but
Not
the interview perspective. Do they need to go to a Gaubina? Do they need to go to a Fueneke?
Yes,
Do
they need.
They need to go to 10 over 10 because they
They
can
do need
easily
it.
collaborate with each other
Thank you.
on social media
Yeah.
and still reach
Yeah.
a big audience. Like
For
let's
sure.
assume if instead of him doing Dr. Fueneke, not like that, he had decided na breeder, they're doing a live interaction with
Yeah.
their fans on both their social media handles.
Yeah.
And they go live and people come in and they interact, they do whatever. It's their platform that they've created themselves, that they're in charge of, and they're actually putting each other on and saying, we have taken it upon ourselves in today's day and age. We don't need to come to your platform if you do not appreciate us the way we feel like you should appreciate us. So they start collaborating with each other. We live in a time where social media has changed how art is approached, how art is sold, how art is consumed.
You know, people are used to the norm, Kamlesh.
Okay.
And I remember, I'm gonna give an example with Wakadinali. I remember
That's
during
actually my
during
favorite now.
the event,
Yeah.
venye wali trip, when Munga tripped, everybody was calling Wakadinali out. Hey, hamna respect, hamtaifanya hivi. oh sijui radio sijui itaiwa sijui mtaipata corporates to work with and stuff like that. And I'm thinking about it.
Bado wako sponsored na EFL.
And I'm thinking about it from this perspective. These people came into the game, and right now it's not only about, let's stop thinking there's like a way in music, there's a protocol. Kitambo, when these things were never existing, there was no social media as much, then would say a DJ has to play my song.
Yeah.
Would say ngoma yangu lazima icheze kwa hii radio ndio nisikize. Lakini saizi tuko na 1000 radio stations. Saizi apart from that, we have our own, we have even hata mimi leo naweza anza my TV. You know, what's the TV, like we are, it's just imekuwa hivyo, sio? So then let's get this money. So at the end of the day, we've come to a point where everybody can actually do their own thing. So Historia, we were thinking this is the norm, this is the protocol. Yeah, iko sahi. If you're looking at music and showbiz and marketing and promotion from that perspective, uko nyuma. We're in a world where the internet has made it easy. People even kudade ili hit TikTok before even being released. How many people, Kushman came out of TikTok really doing good, you know?
And the porn star too.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people have come. Even Urban
No, not like that. What do you mean come?
Oh my gosh.
A lot of Urban Tone, literally Urban Tone came out of TikTok. Do you know that? Yes, they started.
Repeat your statement.
Oh, whatever. Came out of TikTok. So at the end of the day, I do believe that there is a lot of platforms, and there have been a lot of platforms, and it's not about you are the radio station and Wakadinali proved this. You call them, they au ni watu wenye walikuwa wasema radio zingecheza ngoma zao. It's because of their content, because of how they behave. You have to speak like this to be looked as, or to sound like an artist. You have to sound like this. You have to dress, and you unajua. And right now, and they've made it even without them, and they're feeling some type of way. We are out when you're like, oh, nini. We are out of that norm. We've grown. Yeah, we've grown, man. How my exclusives? Haiko tena.
Listen.
Exclusive ule wa ina.
Gotcha.
But the thing is, I feel like Wakadinali should be starting.
How are you feeling like Wakadinali?
Okay? I feel like Munga, my Black Shade Zone.
Munga once demanded for money to do freestyle kwa a certain TV. DJ akamwambia labda uende home. You never saw that video?
No. The akaenda home?
No. So he went for an interview. Then the DJ, it was some
Flinch
requested them for a freestyle. Then Munga was like, hey, freestyle labda utulivu. Your platform atudai. And so they started kupasha the host. The host was a different one. Hey, DJ switched off everything. Kambia buda skia. Unaona promoter hapa. Kawezi tupea freestyle, unaweza ishi. So they ended up giving them the freestyle.
That was when he was on the come up.
No, it's like a year ago.
Listen. I don't feel like you should have done that. I don't feel like you should have even given him that freestyle. Even
but as an artist,
no, listen.
Unajua kiburi zingine kamless.
Listen, si kiburi, but listen. If I agree to come for an interview, I haven't agreed to come give you a freestyle.
But that is part of the interview.
No.
It's my interview, my rules. You're the guest.
Now, tell me beforehand, this is what I need from you for this interview.
Yeah, I
like
get
communicate.
You but it is how he put it.
But if you
put, you get that interview.
But if you come out, if I come out to your show, first of all, you haven't paid me, okay? As you said, they're gaining from my presence, okay? You didn't give me the nitty-gritties of this interview. Now, I get paid off of my raps, the words I put out of my mouth. That's how I make my bread. When I ask you to pay me for the craft that I make, okay, I am warranted. And you shaming me, yeah.
Like the word.
The wording gani ya ama when me kitu meni piss off ni enda home.
Yeah, alimwambia if you can't give us to make warm, like they didn't demand.
Okay.
They request.
And if you request,
You
you
can't
also have a right
deny
to say no.
Politely.
And you don't need to. Mimi nikikwambia labda maybe unilipe.
Some of them platform na tujenga tudai.
Do they really need those platforms though?
But you're on my show.
Yeah, but I don't really need to be there.
You
As Munga
network
said,
was too
most
fast.
of them just do favors for these people.
Nah, don't do it.
Okay?
No.
But I came.
On my show, if you let a Kiburikai on my show, you go in. Same,
Let me
same
ask you,
thing.
what's the DJ without the artist?
What's the artist without the DJ?
An artist.
Well, yes, in this internet age, sawa,
Mm.
makes sense. But still, ulikubali
That
sawa.
DJ is nothing without
Yes,
Munga.
yeah.
He has nothing to meet.
Atasema akona so many other songs anaweza cheza.
Na
No,
kuna
what
wenye
I'm-
wako ready kumpea hiyo freestyle.
What I'm trying to
Like
say is,
asipocheza ngoma za
That is
Munga,
how
show
you
yake
approach.
what I'm trying to say is, DJs should respect artists and their views. Okay? Because without these artists, these DJs are nothing.
I do agree, Kamlesh, because
Okay.
look at it from a perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
hawa ndo
doing the
watalia
interview.
in
No,
2
I'm-
years time
I-
waanze kusema
yeah,
you
I'm
don't play
doing-
Kenyan music.
I'm doing an interview, right? I'm doing an interview. I tell you, this is my show. Sindio, this is how I run it.
Tell me
But
prior.
if I listen, for example, that's why I'm saying
Somebody
there's both
Flinch
sides.
doesn't do
If I
freestyles.
look at it from a perspective
Where?
of
Flinch.
I'm asking you a question and personally you're not okay with answering
Yeah.
that
can just
question,
say polite.
you can just say let's
Z.
pass
Yeah.
or not
Yeah.
that
Hebu play
hizo
your
nini
guitar
zako
kwa hiyo.
staki auta ni nini, or if you didn't want to come and we're not going to have a conversation where I'm asking you everything and you don't want, you're wasting also my time because you're arrogant. So at the end of the day, if you know you're gonna be like that, I do believe there is a way that you can
Cardinal
actually
speech.
approach a situation and say, hey, this and this, you know, okay, you're gangster, you're everything, uko hapo uko assist, unaweza ongea venye unataka, but this is my job and this is the rules and you agree to come
And it's my show.
and it's my
You can
show.
walk out, it's
You
my show.
you can walk out if you feel like you're a big name and you're
Yeah.
too big.
Yeah.
It's okay, go with your too big.
Yeah.
Can I and this is something that I see mostly happening in Kenya, where these DJs, these platforms feel like the artists need them.
They both need each other.
Okay, yes, but they don't see that perspective. They look at it from you need me, I don't need you.
Need each other.
Okay, and that's why they treat these artists like I can do whatever, I can bully you on my show because I have the platform. Because me ndio kusema
I've seen
at
people
least-
walking out.
yes, and I
Let's-
actually advocate for that.
Politicians.
Okay,
Because Kamlesh, these are the same musicians who watasema venye umesema who as in you said the musicians don't need the DJ, your words.
no, I
Nah,
say
your words.
no, those are not my words. My words were this. Hey, don't. My
Sababu,
words were.
the same
who is-
musicians
I
will
asked you a
start-
question. Who's the musician without the DJ? He's still a musician. Now imagine if there were no artists putting out
The
music.
same musician without the DJ will start saying Kenyan medias do not play Kenyan music.
No, what you didn't
Nyoshinda
understand
kucheza
is
Davido.
this is what you don't understand. Without Kina Davido, without Kina Wakadinali, without Celine Dion, without all these artists around the world, so DJs have
Yeah, that's a
nothing.
fact. That's a fact.
Okay,
Hatukatai hiyo.
and the thing is, if if this is my raw material, you don't treat your raw material like you don't need it, because you do need it. When's end up saying, I want to make phones, but I don't need cobalt. I don't need nickel.
Venye umesema it's a two-way thing.
It's a two-way
Yeah.
thing. But the way these platforms and these DJs treat artists, especially in this country, is it's almost like a bullying thing. Tutacheza ngoma zako kwa club.
Zinachezwa TikTok, zinachezwa
Okay.
YouTube,
And
Spotify.
That's where
Club hata inilipi.
that's where we begin the question.
I know.
Okay, that's where we begin the question. Do they really need all these platforms in the modern day and era, or should they actually just become really good at branding themselves and representing themselves well on these platforms
These
to reach their
platforms
audience.
also have numbers, also are brands.
Big
Do
numbers.
remember these platforms, for example, 2 million views per
Usidanganywa na
day.
TikTok. Mtu aliona kwa
Unajua?
TV akaenda TikTok.
Unajua, at the end of the day, 2 million views per day, or even sometimes it's even 3 or 5 million views per day. It's okay. You might have your thing. It might grow to become big. But right now, I already exist and I am that brand. So at the end of the day, I do believe it is important, Kamlesh, to market. That's why we have distribution.
How did Wakadinali
See,
blow up without
no
radio play?
mainstream.
Without radio play, people were playing their music. There was albums, there was tapes, right? Exactly. That's
Is
what I'm
it-
saying.
How did they?
It's not
you
a
see,
norm.
the thing is, and this is why I keep saying
Let's not follow the norm.
Wakadinali are exactly what you're talking about. They are not normal.
Yeah, and that's
What
what
they
I
did is
started
they-
by Wakadinali.
They carved a way.
So let me tell you why.
I was talking. They carved a way into what? They carved a way.
Why they made it without mainstream.
Yeah, they carved a way into people listening to them without necessarily being advocated by the mainstream. They had the streets.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
walifanya chenye future alifanya. They were kwa matatu. They were the thing.
Kwa
Ev-
senke
kwa
zote.
masenke in the streets. Sawa?
They were popping.
What
So
do you
yes,
mean? Why?
yeah.
They are popping, and that is why you see certain brands like EABL, certain
Yeah.
they cannot do without Wakadinali in their shows because Wakadinali will bring you the numbers.
So here is why they made it without mainstream.
Okay.
In media, there is something called audience segregation.
Mm-hmm.
The audience
Oh,
that
yeah.
listens to Akadinali
Mhm.
is not the audience that watches Citizen TV.
True.
Fact.
True.
It's not the audience that watches mainstream. They never needed mainstream. Their audience, the reason EABL gave them that endorsement was because EABL has a marketing strategy and they know Wakadinali's audience is our market.
What about Hennessy?
Well, how much is Hennessy?
Maybe 12K?
Exactly. That's why they
The
can't
cheapest.
give Wakadinali.
No, but they
But
did.
they
They
did.
did.
Yeah.
Hennessy, they gave Wakadinali.
Yeah.
Yeah. Almost
I don't
2 years.
understand that from a marketing perspective because listen,
No,
let me tell
them-
you, this is for a fact.
Yeah.
Anybody who
Just
has done
because you don't
market,
understand
listen,
it.
listen.
Yes.
So unasema watu
Anybody
wenye wanasikia
here-
Wakadinali kunywa.
Anybody who understands
This is what
marketing
the
knows
boy is
that.
saying.
Yeah, shmani.
It's not.
I've done.
Watu
I'm
wanasikia
like,
Wakadinali
listen,
wanakunywa
skiza.
Chrome.
Isn't it facts? Not feelings. I've been in the industry for long. I've done. Listen. I've talked to people to advertise with me. Have ushaiongea na mtu akakupea ad shmani? Have you ever? So you should listen to me when I speak.
The more is not personal.
Listen. It's not personal. I'm just
Wow,
telling you.
check it. Pa, pa,
This
pa,
isn't
pa.
a show.
The
More personal.
Let me
More
say
fact.
The model is on his Kendrick right
Nakushow
now.
for a
I've had
fact.
those conversations
Wow.
Yeah,
too.
nakushow for a fact. I've sat down with people and they gave me ads.
Yeah.
When you sit down with an advertiser, the first thing they ask is something called the LSM.
Mm.
LSM inamaanisha living standard
Measure.
They are gonna ask you what is the LSM
Of
of
your
your audience.
Yeah.
Yes.
So for a Cardinali, the LSM of their audience is a 6 or a 5.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah, that's true.
A
Their
6
spending
means-
power is
A 6 means this is somebody who can't afford a Hennessy. Wasiusikiza wa Cardinali
Mhm.
Okay.
si wase wako na mabizi.
Okay.
You don't
True.
expect it's true, it's the
Mm.
youthful population.
Okay.
Is the youthful population
Ni watu wa
rich?
Mambeko.
Yeah. So from a business perspective, EABL ku advertise na wakardinali makes
Makes
so
sense.
much sense.
Yeah.
But Hennessy ita advertise na mtu kama anaitwaje ule msewimba country Sau.
What?
There is some guy who sings
The Kenyan
country.
guy?
Yeah, you know him.
I know him.
That's the person Hennessy it advertise na yeye because people who buy
Samido?
no, not Samido. He's
Yeah.
called
Is this
Sa-
guy
Sabi
who
who?
sings the country?
Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
Sa? Not Sammy Boy. Come.
Hey!
Yeah.
Sammy
So,
Boy,
for
oh
example,
my
Coffee
God.
Olomide, you know, that is somebody Hennessy is gonna target because the LSM of people who listen to Coffee Olomide, the
They should
profile,
give Princina.
the profile of somebody who listens to Rumba
Yeah.
is somebody who has money.
Mm-hmm.
Amepark Benz yake hapo nje.
Me, I've
That's
seen
what
people
I'm
who listen to Rumba.
Yeah,
But
kuna
then,
a few exemptions.
let me
but that's
tell you a
fact.
fact. Yesterday I was reading and I think I read it to you.
Yeah.
Right now, according to the latest statistics, highest number of people who listen to rumba music is Gen Z.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they love it.
Imagine. So if you're talking from
Basically,
that
she just
perspective-
put your statistics to
Ah,
the bin.
But for a fact,
Because you're
come-
saying is all.
Your opinion?
There might
Trash.
be exemptions, but listen, it's a fact.
No,
You don't
statistically
expect.
speaking,
You don't. No.
Statistically, Dibore, nikuonyeshe.
Yeah, you can't show me.
statistically speaking, more Gen Zs are listening to
To Rumba.
Yeah,
than
but
even
does
millennials
that,
and
does that
But
mean
that
the
doesn't
old
dis-
rich people are not
no,
listening
no.
to
That's
Rumba?
Yeah.
what she's
Kuna
saying.
tunaitwa
Always.
possession.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I
Possession
get what
is
you're
not,
saying.
you know, let's not argue semantics. So
This is also logic.
yeah, so
Dibore.
what I'm saying is,
Agree to disagree.
no, what I'm saying is, Wakadinali, I was just talking to Kamlesh about Wakadinali. Wakadinali never needed mainstream.
Yeah.
Their audience does not listen to mainstream.
Mainstream, yeah.
Okay.
Au ni mse hajawatch news for 3 years.
Mm.
That's the profile of our Wakadinali listener. Ndio maana unasikiza Wakadinali.
Ni ukweli.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Check, hizi viboko.
yeah, so I agree with you.
Azishi.
I agree with you. Wakadinali waliji.
Yeah.
They made
They
a
did it
strategy.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
And made it without
But
mainstream
can't
and
you answer
Jai
why
was support.
NSC was working with them?
And-
Now that's
and-
bad from a business
and-
perspective.
How
the
you
thing
know?
is-
Bad.
Maybe
Because
they're
I've
looking at
done
it from a,
marketing.
no, you know, probably
Bad.
probably
for
NS
business.
is looking for different strategy.
And the
Bad.
thing is,
Why?
the thing is, something I feel like most artists should embrace is the market segregation, as
Yeah.
you were saying. Don't just get into the music industry and forget that it's a music business. Okay?
It's
You have to
business.
understand the business perspective. You have to understand who your sound is listened to by. You have to do your research so that research that will give you who your listeners are will also give you how to approach marketing to these people and which kind of brands will look at you and be willing to work with you. Because at the end of the day, if you just put out music, as you were saying, mtu ni akona ngoma fiti but akona 22 views. Why? Because they've not done market segregation. They've not done research to understand how to put their music in front of the people that will listen to their music. And this is where you should stop looking at it as art and
looking at that as a business.
as
As
a
a
business.
business, exactly.
Okay? And this is I've been saying this for a couple of years now. Most artists fail when it comes to the post-production work. Okay? There is post-production protocols.
Make good music, but
but can't market, can't put them out, and you all keep hating, me myself included. I'm the biggest hater Tanzania. Listen, that's why Tanzanians love Kiki. Their Kiki is
Good
marketing
yeah, good
for the business perspective, okay? And with their government protecting their art and their copyrights and everything, they make money because they understand that it's a business. That is why I feel Kenyans lose it. Okay, we forget, we do not understand the business perspective, and the very few who do rise to the top really quick. I was talking to somebody the other day and they were asking me, hey, kwani breeder liblow aje? And nikamwangalia nikamuuliza, unajua wewe ni msanii by the way, na ujui, it is sad. You know, cause if you're asking me as an artist, umse liblow aje? Nashangaa, don't you do your research? And this is why props to Lil Minor, sir. He came out and gave him a book.
nilikuwa natafuta jina Sir Elvis.
Sir Elvis.
Looking for the name Sir Elvis.
I don't know who that is.
Really?
The Rumba
You
guy.
drink Hennessy?
From time to
I don't
time.
drink
You
Hennessy.
should know Sir Elvis.
But I know
No.
him, like,
Oh, yeah, Wimba country.
yeah, he's
Ni
really
jina tu.
good. He's amazing.
Okay, so the thing is, now I digress. My thought process is
Jina
more-
ingepotea.
it's, as you know, na yangu imepotea. But at the end of the day, there is a long way to go for us as Kenyan people and as the Kenyan industry, and we have to be. This is a very double-edged sword when it comes to paying artists for interviews. It's a double-edged sword. It can hurt both ways,
Okay.
and we should be very careful how we swing this sword. it's a very thin line, a gray area that we are treading within. And the minute it boils over and we start choosing sides, is the minute we lose as an industry. You know, so understand what you're trying to gain. It's not just about kiburi. If you're gaining something, show up for that interview. If you feel like you're not, do not cancel last minute unless ni part of your kiki. Okay? If that is it, boy,
Shout out to you.
run, run with it. Run with it. Make sure people get these eyeballs on you by any means necessary.
Yeah.
Because as an artist, you know, it's all about the eyeballs.
Yeah.
Why is Basquiat so huge nowadays? Because the people that keep talking about Basquiat, okay, and he died a long time ago. But to date, because he understood the business of art, and the art he made was priceless, and he didn't undervalue it, he didn't undermarket it, he did good things and left the world. Know what I mean?
That's so sad.
No, but I feel like there are people I call hyper creatives, and they lose purpose once their purpose is fulfilled. Yeah. Especially when it comes to painters, like artists. Okay? Most of them commit suicide. Have you ever realized that?
Yeah, what's happening?
Nah,
Fashion designers.
I've put out everything that was in me. I have nothing more to offer. So-
fashion designers do that.
Oh yeah, they
Guys, see, Mr. Fanya hivyo.
Niaje?
I'll live for life.
27.
Huh?
Umefika 27. Ama
Yeah.
unataka kujoin your club.
Bado.
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
Hyper creatives lose sense of purpose when they can't create.
Yeah.
And that's where the depression sets in.
The void.
Yeah, the void. Like
Man, I know.
Van Gogh offed himself.
There's
Basquiat.
this guy who used to do tours of like I find the name. I think he's really good. You know him.
Mhm.
He just goes to different countries, tries the foods.
Yeah. On CNN,
Yeah.
his name was I
He
forget.
was very happy, excited,
Yeah.
tasting food, different countries. I think he came to Kenya.
Relate.
He came to
Ye-
Kenya also.
He died?
He
He,
committed
he
suicide.
committed
Are
suicide.
you not sure it's not poison?
Honestly.
I'm sure the name starts with
Bourdain,
N.
Anthony Bourdain.
Yes,
So Anthony
Bourdain.
Bourdain
Yes.
is somebody who lived your dream life.
Yes.
Like everybody's dream life. He was traveling everywhere, just tasting food. He was living the dream life. In that,
Are there women?
In the
He had a
restaurant.
family, right?
he had a family, he had everything. That man had everything. Money, women.
So women is the problem.
No.
Same everybody's dream like me.
Huwezi taka kutravel ukifanya what you love. Like
Yeah.
he was a chef
You're being paid for
whose
that.
job was to travel the world
Shout
and
out to
do
him.
culinary
Yeah,
content.
and just taste
Mana
food
video?
and give
Si
opinions
sababu
about it.
akuwa he felt empty.
Yeah.
You know, and this is something that happens to comedians as well. Comedy comes from a very dark place if you've never noticed.
Yeah, you know.
Most
Those people are
comedians
fucked up.
are so messed up.
Yeah.
If you ever sit down with comedians and you actually try to get their backstory,
Yeah.
it is depressing.
And I feel like they take that to make jokes out of
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Jokes require
Torture.
pain.
Exactly.
Okay, like and it's such a contrast of like he's making you happy,
Yeah.
but
But
the
deep
root cause
down, yeah.
of him making you laugh is very dark.
Have you ever even noticed those people who are like just not they're just making fun, they're never taking things
Yeah,
serious, they look
seriously.
happy.
Yeah.
Those ones are the ones that are really going
It's
through
so
a
true.
lot of stuff,
Mhm.
and they find like pleasure, or they find a relief through just laughing about it and making jokes, because you find out unajiua or uko like this person was happy just the other
Yeah.
day and you
Yeah.
didn't know what they were really going through.
I saw a certain post, and it was Nas who was talking about how they know when he works at a hospice. So how do you know when one of your patients is about to die? They say, like, if somebody is really sick today, and then tomorrow is full of energy, happy just everywhere,
Yeah, man.
probability is they won't last 24 hours.
Imagine.
You know?
We have seen that firsthand.
Yeah. And a friend
What's
of
the explanation for that scientific that they would like to get at it?
I don't know, but there's a friend of mine. Shout out to Sisemi. That would be, yeah. But his grandfather died in their home, right? And the day he died, before akufe, like 2 hours before, alimuita kwa bedroom, wakapiga story. Alafu akamwambia ndo kaniletee kitu fulani. When he came back, his grandfather was gone. You get? And there's something so interesting about how when you're about to leave, you're most energetic.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you're happy
It's like
about
your
it.
last breath.
Yeah. And it's such a weird thing, you know? But I don't know how we got there. Maybe Anthony Bourdain carried us too with his but yeah, hyper creatives. It's like, what do they say? We Irish have a deep sadness. That's why they drink.
Yes.
Na watu wa Ukraine
Wako nani?
wanakunywa.
And Russians also.
Oh, Russians.
They love vodka.
I mean, in that weather, who's not drinking?
Honestly, vodka
Russians is
everywhere.
what
They
I was
always
saying.
have a vodka.
Yeah.
Always.
Wake,
Kwanza for
wake
no.
up and start your
Telling
veins.
you.
They might have been frozen. Chua!
But
Unasikia
vodka, anywhere
joto.
just comes out.
So kunywa.
I'm telling you.
No,
Nani,
but,
ma 50, 80, 95%.
What?
Man,
It's crazy.
but I feel like Russia is
You'll
one of the
never miss a
freest.
vodka in a Russian's house, I'm telling you.
It's culture.
Ever.
I
It's
know,
culture.
75.
Yes.
Hey.
But do you feel like Russians? Me and I said this is one of the most free countries.
Naona
Chini ya
jua
maji.
wanafanana.
Ram.
Look alike.
Voilà. It's such a vast country that, you know, Dagestan is still in Russia. Where Kina Habib come from, and it's now that area of Russia is Muslim, like
Yeah.
like
Like
deeply
deep
Islam.
Muslim, yeah.
Okay, and they follow whatever, probably even more than Muslims. Okay, and then there's the Orthodox. Like it's such a vast country. And then when you go to the north, you have people who look like they're Asians, but they will talk to you in that
Yeah.
Uzbekistan accent. You get what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's about appreciating each other and giving each other the biggest platform we can
Yeah.
for the betterment
Right.
of our art.
Yeah.
Okay?
Word.
Find your niche and run with it. What do you have to say? Shmani, what are your closing remarks?
Personally, I actually said at the end of the day, as an artist, make sure you have like a winning side. Make sure you're winning in any business that you make.
Yeah.
It might not be monetary wise,
Yeah.
but make sure if it is through that platform, you're getting numbers. Make sure if it is through that platform, you're getting collaborations. Make sure if it is through that platform, you're gaining in a way. So at the end of the day, also know your space. If you're still mdogo, look at it from a perspective. We might actually say first and foremost that I need the money, but look at it from a long-term perspective. How is it gonna help you? If I pay you now, and I don't even air your interview on TV, what is the importance?
Yeah.
So make sure you're winning at the end of the day, or you're gaining from those collaborations, from those interviews, and from whatever platform that they actually use. But instead of platform, I want us to stop using it.
Okay.
Platform. Nakupea platform. I really hate it.
Kwani niwe na kukanyaga?
Nakupea platform.
Dimora.
Platform.
That was Tubonge with steroids today.
Tumebonga.
Tumebonga.
Yeah.
So you put so much work into your art. Don't let anybody undervalue it for nothing.
Yeah. Eat.
Yeah, I can just say like let's just support each other and hold each other's hands. By the end of the day, we all need each other. And if you're shining, and I know I'm supporting you and holding your hand, I'm also shining. So it's all about us, and we're defining our country, and we're defining Africa by the end of the day. So let's have each other's back instead of competing.
Yeah.
Let us work together.
Word.
Yeah.
Right. collaboration over competition.
Or yes, just said it
Okay.
right. Yeah.
That's the thing, and that's the best way to follow through and grow as an industry.
Yeah.
In regards to the fisting, whatever floats your boat.
Yeah.
Kama inatoshea weka.
No, okay, I didn't agree to that. So, no.
Mom, tupatie content, unite us. Kama mkati, mbona hiyo mkati nita united. But ladies and gentlemen, till next
Hiyo
Wednesday.
United watu waijiangi by the huku Nairobi. I've always told people, it's every letter United. Actually United najua Broadways. You don't know, most
You don't know
people don't know
United,
United, man.
Yeah.
Inaka Broadways.
Yeah, na ina test kama Broadway.
And in a test cab, literally, but ni United. It's not Broadways.
Unajua tumetouch Joby's favorite bread. Broadway's on ina test kama cardboard. Cardboard is just a plank of wood.
Nice one.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, till next Wednesday.
Ulikuwa unaonja wood ya nini pia?
Take care.
Bye.
I was curious.
Cheers.
Till next time, this has been Tubonge on the Black Hole Fire Network
Yes.
with the most amazing panel,
Yes.
Nadimore.
Yes.
Wow. We shall be back next Wednesday for more interesting, conversations.
Yeah.
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 Till then,
Take care.
you'll have Joby. Dimore will be coming with the news, and then Joby will be coming with the straight up African facts at 8 p.m. So stay tuned, and let's meet tomorrow and have a good time.
I just remember the more you were telling me if I don't watch news. I actually watch you. Puff!
Ya mwisho.
Mike,
So, unasema kardinali.